Welcome back to Ace Attorney. I think I'm lost at the moment. I know, we just started the Summy Mummy. Right. That wonderful thing. Also, could someone please kill this guy? Like this one. Please, remove it from existence. It's horrible. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. This shit is so ass. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, he is rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. And when you wake up, you try to get out of the dungeon, but the door is still locked. You can't get out of the dungeon, so you look for a key and you find the key, but when you try to open the door, it's the wrong key, so the NPC talks to you through the door, and they have to call for help, but then you need to give them the item you need for the quest, a way to get out from the dungeon, and the quest fails. Very good. I see we are on the same level there, noise. Very good. There's no evidence to suggest that the gangling actor is a fraudsman. Not for now, at least. GAAC, I really don't care, like, I just need this trial to end quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing. When you reach my age, you know, nothing at all. Oh god. Wait a second. So the game literally wants me to like press everyone first. Because nothing they say is like contradictory to each other. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem to be noble but poor. Couldn't some of them to be liars? I have no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example? Absolutely not. Mr. Sasuke is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the gas man's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Well, that's alarmingly logical. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same, isn't that right? Could you also include the ladies, please? Well, yes, perhaps, though I don't see it happening. What's that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know, you'll have to speak up. Look, I don't really care about this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over. How many gentlemen do you actually have on the jury then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid? No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid. You say yet again. Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously it's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you very much.
Hold it!
No. Not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty. But he's fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. Seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim's version of the events is backed up by what the big-chinned man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh. Actually, he also said that he couldn't actually really make out who he saw. That's another 3 steps. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it? Right. And the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman, for now at least. A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam? Is it a cabin in the woods? Good movie, by the way. It really is a most tiresome problem for the company, most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without a hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Good gracious! Altamont Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree.
Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course.
I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, he bowed in deference to this employer's wife, did he? So, would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what Mr. Shakespeare was up to in his room, Mr. Britney Spears was up to in his room? I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman, but to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We are very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Britney Spears is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public. But you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you? I hate this man. Does he know the breakfast? The eye of a man hath not heard, the ear of the man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may have evidence yet, we may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around until they find it. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an Altamont gas explosion. What the hell are these people yapping about? Nothing makes sense. True. So Mr. Britney Spears had been stealing gas. Oh. So this makes sense actually. You know, he has the soap bar, right, with the round indentation. That means he probably made fake coins or had fake coins so he could throw them into the gas thingy to get gas, but actually not paying the gas company any money. Just casually threatening with murder in court. Nothing wrong with that, right? I would do that every Tuesday. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement? My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? A little before that part about the abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift the balance. The victim puts a fine performance, but in reality he's a come thief. My company's gas. Let's keep going.
Hold it!
You keep talking about needing to take home some money. What's that all about, sir? Finish last. That's what it is about. What's that? I'm talking about the derby at Hyde Park, aren't I? It was at the Queen's Cup. I was at the Queen's Cup last week, wasn't it? It was at the Queen's Cup last week, wasn't it? Derby? It was a dead cert, that's the thing. I couldn't lose, so I took my wife's secret savings like... But then that hopeless old mare went and did the unthinkable. Ah, that stupid Finnish lass. Oh dear, I think it's clear what happened, isn't it? This is the day the missus uses her savings for a trip down the pub. So, come on, let this business lie now. Just give it up. No, that's not going to happen.
Hold it!
What? did you really mean by that, sir? Well, I'm not the one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do. At 5? You're really really early riser then, aren't you? Oh? What's that now? I said you're an early riser. Oh, well, I couldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'd like to I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. But by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on. He sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5? That's 3 hours of sleep. Not even the most best people can go with 3 hours of sleep. Sounds like me. Angry, please start sleeping more than 3 hours. Thank you. Thank you, and thank your own health for it. Five hours is totally enough. Look, 5 hours is acceptable. Like, if you're one of those people who can deal with 5 hours and it's fine, that's fine. But 3 hours? 3 hours is not enough sleep. Three what? Seconds, minutes, hours actually. Oh my, that means he has only 3 hours of sleep each night? Oh, what's that, dear? Only 3 hours of sleep each night? That's right, you see? 3 hours of missing time. Like I said, it's not much easy. This really isn't helping. Yeah, I usually make it to 5, sometimes only 4.5. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. The key to the Summy Mummy is blah blah blah. That's stuff we also heard. Yeah. Susie, we know that. We're not doing this for the first time. Stop it. Alright, if you can show me that the victims are liar, I'll reconsider my position. Declare the good Chenmaier has no reason to lie. This could be a pit. She says he has no reason to lie, and the other one has actually a suspicion that he's stealing. Just look at the accused in comparison. So let's see if this pit works. Like, this works and this works. Both work, actually. But it's probably this one, because she didn't really change anything. He, on the other hand, talked to us and said, like, if you can convince me otherwise, I will change my opinion. So let's try this.
Objection!
And I was right. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious! To whose statements do you refer, counsel? Who knows? Juror number 1.
What are you yelling about, lad?
I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas.
Well, yes.
The victim, who you claim to be a noble straight-up man, in fact turns out to be a common thief.
So the good lady says. But there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much.
It's true. We don't have evidence as such just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know?
What?
You heard me. Seeing as this operation has already been compromised, I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there.
I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor.
Hopping off stream. Thank you so much, Viv Noise. Take care. Bye bye. Juror number 1. You say you're a man of your word. If I could show you that Mr. Britney Spears was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. And here's your problem, Rio, he said. Reconsider. That doesn't mean he will change his opinion.
Yes, I did say that. And as a man of honor,
I hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we've found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't even heard half of what you've been saying. So if this means you will recap a few points, that would suit me down the ground. To ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial to be over and done with.
Objection!
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I had my microphone muted all this time? Great. Good job. Wow. Why are you not even saying anything, chat? You're not here to not communicate. Oh my god. Fine, let's continue.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent.
I voice acted all of that the last like 5 minutes, and now I just noticed that my microphone was muted. Great. Amazing. I'm sorry I'm distracted by things. You're not the only person in the chat, Dusty. It's okay.
Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
Frop penny bits. And yet, the meter in Mr. Britney Spears' room didn't have a single coin in it. Oh, I know what he was doing. Oh, I know what he was doing. He took the soap and he made a coin form in it. He put water in it and put the soap outside. It froze and made an ice coin. So he used this ice coin to throw it into the gas meter to make the gas come to his room, but then it melt. And that is the reason why we see a puddle on the ground there at the gas meter. It's the melted coins. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, then what it is?
What is it? That's pretty smart, not gonna lie. It is, actually. But here's the next question. How long are these people going to take to realize this fact? But, I mean, it only proves one thing. Okay, so he actually stole gas. Because he has no money, he stole gas doing this. But that still brings us to the point that he was like out cold. Still, it might be because there's a gas leak and he basically passed out of lack of oxygen. But we need to prove that point actually to give innocence to Sasuke, you know? Not sure how we're going to do that. That's a better question. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. What do you mean by that? Remark Lord Van Zeeks. Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should be that is all that should concern this court, and yet we must listen to these abhorrents. Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and your eastern island nation is more than a geographical distance. But this could turn out to be a crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. He's destroying so much good wine. Think of the glasses, the chalices, the bottles, the wine. He constantly destroys them. Why? Do what you will.
Lord Van Six appears to be in a violent mood.
Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. Where does he even get all those glasses from? I don't know. Is it true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance? But I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. And the first step is uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is.
Hold it!
So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters?
That I do. Have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business.
Does that mean you've been into Mr. Sasuke's room before, as well as of Mr. Britney Spears?
Well, now, interesting you should bring that up, cause I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me. It really is.
Knowing Mr. Sasuke, he probably spent all of his gas money on books. Then, when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Okay, no, he actually buys the book. He doesn't borrow the books, okay. I was like, you borrow a book and then you burn it? That's not gonna work.
You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really, but as you wish.
Ultimum gas meters except Thurpenny bits. Wait. Never mind. So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they?
They are the latest model, the height of technology developed by our company, Ultimum Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes.
So if a 3 pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night?
A bit more than that, usually. If they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is.
I hope this technology is far enough, like good enough that you can put in multiple coins, because who wants to put in a coin, go to sleep for like 2 hours, wake up, put another coin in? Thinking about it, Sasuke-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, doesn't he?
Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Yes, I do remember seeing candle in Mr. Sasuke's room, actually.
And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company?
Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money.
But happily, I did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part.
Because they have to pay in advance, you mean?
Yes, exactly right.
And yet, the meter in Mr. Britney Spears' room didn't have a single coin in it. Yes.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching gas off us for ages.
And you've examined the meter in Mr. Britney Spears' room, I take it?
Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine tooth comb.
And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume?
No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Britney Spears special.
It sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3 penny pieces.
But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said. You what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. I put the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of being jammed or opened anywhere, not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. You know, this is kind of unfair. You know, you literally bring the proof to your company, the coin box, and you look at it and you find nothing wrong with it. And still the company takes the money from the gas man instead, who is not at fault here. Like, if they had like proof that it was tampered with, then you could at least say like, well, it was in your duty. You should have noticed this before. But this is just not fair. Incidentally, what became of the meter?
Nothing became of it. I still got it.
Oh?
Right here.
No wonder they call you Meter Man. I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. A meter that dispenses gas for set time after a coin is... See? It says for a set time after a coin is inserted. Sports a very strong lock developed especially for Mr. Britney Spears in mind. Definitely. It's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it?
And the money box is sealed with beeswax too.
Yeah, I see it. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he would be found out immediately. That's a quite smart thing to do there. Not bad, not bad. We still have that in today, right? But it's not wax that seals something, so you can prove that it was opened. Instead, we use like stickers.
Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would...
You know, you didn't finish that sentence, don't you?
Well, anyway... It's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? There it is. Look, look. Here's a hole. The one thing I'm actually wondering is like, okay. So you put the coin in. And I guess I guess you put the coin in. And then it literally like unlocks a mechanism which starts a timer which opens a valve inside and then starts to close the valve over time with a mechanism. But that's the thing, what I just talked about, like, is it really just like this simple? If yes, then you literally have to put in every 2 hours another coin. That's so stupid, but also understandable because it's old technology. Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here, there's a little hole, do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. Didn't he just say there was no tampering with it? It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I would say. So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Britney Spears? Tempering these nuts. I will. Get on the bed. Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. How did they miss it? No. Okay. Your loss? Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. Well, I wouldn't say it's a tiny hole. Also, why wouldn't they notice that this hole exists there? It is clear why he made the hole, right? So, because he made ice coins, he needed the water to go somewhere. He couldn't have like the entire box filled up with water. So he did that. But this is probably also the cause why he fell unconscious, you know? What if in this box here there was a faulty pipe for the gas? And here the gas went out. That would make sense. Although at first glance there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it, except for this hole at the bottom. Let's move these along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collecting agent has the only key. Could I here present this thing right away? Would that work?
Objection!
It does. Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about that small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Hole? What? You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Britney Spears secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that.
Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design.
What sort of details?
Well, what I would specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it?
No, of course not.
So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's being fed is a penny bit?
Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit.
I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case if it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord.
Hold it!
But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3 pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally be well be used. Would that be true?
Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well.
Hello there, Overrated. How are you doing?
We've been thought of that, though, anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine.
I'm doing good. You? I'm also doing very well. Thank you.
We live for the moments like that. Us case men do. Live for them.
He's still like a worker bee. It would seem the gas company has thought of everything.
Woohoo! Hooray for gas! Hooray for cash! Ultimate all the way!
That's quite enough of that.
Remind me, how big are the threepenny bits?
About 3/4 of an inch across.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on? Yes, you might be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled, for example. Delve deeper. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of Given there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps, rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Wahoo! Yeah, nothing leaks from an Altamont meter. No coins, no gas, nothing.
I see. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. Blah. As you wish, my lord. Okay, can I already do this now? Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across. Oh, 3/4 of an inch. Do you think? We did find this soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window, so we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Oh, it was reddish because he used the tea which he detested and made the coin with it. That's it. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Where could it have gone? We know where it has gone. It's here. See? Because it melted and dripped out of the meter onto the floor. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's no way to dismantle it. Don't go there. Using all the gas.
Hold it!
How do you know that he's been using gas, though?
Well, now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of winter and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks and says,
Diddly diddly do. Morning breakfast? Get thee to a nunnery. Hamlet, indeed.
Yeah, I could be wring the bloke's neck. I get all hot under the collar, but still. Every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice?
But how can Mr. Britney Spears possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand.
The simple explanation is right before your eyes.
What?
A toast to you eventually realizing that the gas man could be an accomplice.
You're what?
Good Lord! Eminently plausible indeed.
I don't think so.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, please, Lady Quimby, I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gas men collect doesn't tally with how much gas have been used, you dock our pay by the same amount.
So you will be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly, that makes no sense. Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war.
No. I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I went stealing from the company, I'd be finished.
Which is funny because he is literally a bee, so to speak, and she is the hornet.
It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim, because Mr. William Britney Spears is innocent. Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion, my learned Nipponese friend. That friend was clearly wow. Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under. I
certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the very same room. According to the testimony, it's only the meter in Mr. Britney Spears' room that's under suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Sasuke. I know, it doesn't seem that way, but the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked. Oh, it might seem that the two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact, they're intimately connected. Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? I wonder if this is another instance. Perhaps, but we can't be sure of that yet. Yes, we can. If the Altamont Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Britney Spears so earnestly, there must be something to it. But then, how has he been managing to steal their gas? We already know. I don't think that this has anything to do with it.
Alderman gas meters accepts 3 penny bitch each coin giving customer about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet the meter in Mr. didn't have a single coin in it. All joints on the meter are welded shut and the lock is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it. I'm a bit stuck because, sure, I have the soap, I have the photo, but nothing what these people say gives me anything to present.
Hold it!
Hi, Bob. A penny bits each coin giving the customer about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. The thing is, we don't have much. We know there's this hole because we throw in ice coins which are made in this soap, which we have here to prove that it literally like happened. We also have the entire case where the guy said like he didn't actually drink the tea. He literally drank it after the encounter with Sasuke, which this is an indication to, because Sasuke drank his tea when it was hot. That's why one cup is clean, the other is not clean because the tea stayed in the cup for a longer while and became cold. But that's okay because he used the tea to make a new coin. That coin we actually found and saw, but it is now disappeared, which is clear because it melted. But I just don't know what to do here. Small quantity of strychnine or strychnine? Toxic effect present 30 minutes after ingestion. A likelihood of the substance having been mixed with tea. Poison incident occurred on 1:30. There's also this. There was something with this, but we have nothing of that, and I expect there will be evidence incoming what has to do with this envelope. Picture of Monsieur Lecoq, meal or Gaborio, Canterbury yearnings.
Hold it!
Have a supply. Wait, more. Yes, think about it. Candles. The days they're going to check for coins. Pay in advance. Exactly right. And yet the meter in Mr. Britney Spears' room didn't have a single coin in it. I would love to present the soap as evidence, but the problem is the game doesn't give me like any instance to do so.
Hold it!
Maybe it's been going on for weeks and weeks. Took it off the wall, went over it, fine-tooth comb, found nothing. New meter produced, indestructible lock. Even after that, it's still empty. Yeah. Number of ways. All joints on the meter are welded shut and the lock is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it. And I have nothing to say against that. But this is new text. Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, they've tried, but they've all given up before long.
After all, they actually broke. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is it welded steel construction? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on. Yes, you might be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about how the meter differentiates coins, for example. But we did. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, it wouldn't work? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that coin it's been fed is a penny bit? See what you're getting at now? Meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. Can I present? I cannot present. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 an inch in diameter, so other coins wouldn't fit. Let's see.
Hold it!
I didn't want to press this button, I'm sorry. No. Okay, I didn't have a single coin in it. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter. Nothing else will fit. Now I will try this.
Objection!
There we go. Okay. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and the thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Britney Spears' room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit. What was it? The item in question is this.
What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap.
It certainly looks like nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. Looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. Let me move. Okay, thank you. Why are we having this conversation? Oh, because I'm an idiot. Every time I do this, every time I press space instead of present, every single time,
Got it!
you have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap here? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit.
Get away!
Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. Give me all your money. It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now, to see if it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snug. Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? There goes another wine glass, yes. Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar soap such as this is a remarkable simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the bowl. You could make fake coins in no time.
This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together, does it? It's the method Mr. Britney Spears has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet.
But this is all nonsense. If that man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear. I see. That's what we are dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Let me tell you about Ice 9 and physics. Exactly, and the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. Where on the meter can the remnants of the method used to make fake coins disappear to be seen? I wonder, could it be this? I pressed space again. Every time. I just can't get away from it. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All I have to do is press R. R. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Got it!
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window.
Outside?
Yes, outside, where you, yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap.
Yeah, I get it.
That's right, the answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? Mr. Britney Spears has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning them back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas.
Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bar of soap and some water?
That's right, madam.
I don't believe it. It can't be true.
Didn't he poke a hole, which is a crime? I'm not sure if it's a crime.
Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And how you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless?
I'm fairly sure I didn't design it.
Evidence.
Sorry?
I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see some proof.
She is very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Altamont. If you would like evidence, I'll provide it.
What?
Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Britney Spears has been stealing gas is this.
Take that!
This is a photo of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Greggs. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Britney Spears. What remnants? Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Britney Spears' room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter.
What? What is that? Some kind of grubby stain?
Almost certainly. It's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, you can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor.
This is awful.
And there's further evidence too. Mr. Britney Spears is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. I want to know how to pronounce this because I just don't. Strychnine. Strychnine. Okay. Having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap broken in half.
You're right.
It would appear to me, counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with you, Lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat about the bush there, did he?
In truth, Mr. Britney Spears was found with a fork in his hand. A real... What? This is too fast. I cannot do that.
You mean to say he was using that fork too?
Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap.
Ah. But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious.
Stop throwing wine bottles, you crazy man.
Lord Van Six.
I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake.
What is the meaning of this, Counsel?
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination?
Didn't he poke a horn? The N is silent. You mean of the, strychnine? Strychnine. Whatever. Well... Yes. That Mr. William Britney Spears is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it.
Very well, let us assume the man's a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make?
Well,
we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that.
no, he said he couldn't clearly see.
Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the teeth. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Britney Spears is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There is no escaping it. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication.
Adjudication? What? Nani? Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond? Mr. Naruhodo. What's the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like what Lord Van Six is saying?
Raise an objection.
No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest.
What?
But counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Britney Spears to consume gas.
Yes, consume gas.
What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Six just highlighted the 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all.
What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend?
At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand.
Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense?
Yes,
when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely, let's see. So we established everything with that and the coins and that he faked it. But yeah, that is the question. Let's see. It is obvious mentioned the poison as well as other details. Cause of coma, ingestion of small quantity of strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea of the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. An incident occurred at 1:30 on the victim's pocket watch, that appears. See, the thing is this. He used the... No, it makes no sense, because that would blame Sasuke again for poisoning the tea. Didn't we establish that the soap uses like some dangerous ingredients? Especially cheap bars of soap? I know I've seen this, but I need... Can I do this? Okay. We talked about soap before. See? No, if I go that way, then literally goes all blaming back to Sasuke, so... Because I wanted to say, like, there was poison in the tea and he made a coin, he threw the coin in and it melted, but like the poison in the tea would then evaporate as gas and he inhaled it. But that makes no sense. So it's not about this. It's the question, was there another person in the room? And there could have been another person in the room. Okay, I mean, I can only go wrong, so let's make a save here, regardless. So let's go with, was there another visitor? Because there is a possibility there was another visitor. Could have even been the gas guy. What if the victim did in fact have another visitor beside Mr. Sasuke? If that's your assertion, by all means tell us who it was. Oh yes, well... Okay, that was wrong. Who was the mysterious party council? I think it's a little too soon naming names. Okay, so that was wrong. Well, it's also going to be the wrong choice, but who cares? What if it was somebody else entirely who poisoned him? Okay, so it's wrong again. Yeah, that's what I expected. So it is actually the poison. Yeah. Come on. Shut up. That poor table is being so much like punched. Was the poison in the tea? Wow. We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Britney Spears was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Saskia, but that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else has passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. But there's a butter. Didn't we also find a block of butter in it? In the room? There was the soap, but there is also something that looked like soap but was actually butter? And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of poison.
Objection!
As I said, the situation has changed, because in fact, some of Mr. Saskia's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed?
The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
The problem is you have multiple choices here, so here you could say the ring on the cup could be investigated, but I think this is not going to work. The next we can do is say check this, because he used the tea to make coins. Then you have this, where it literally dropped on the floor, and you could maybe still check this. But I think it is the gas meter, because I think it's the gas meter, because he made coins out of the tea and put it into the gas meter, so
Take that!
I could be wrong, of course.
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Saskia's tea, counsel?
It doesn't take that? That's strange. Yeah, come on. Get on with it. Yes. You will take his head. I know. Okay, come on. Continue. Faster. Yeah, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares, old man. Why do we need to watch this? Yeah, whatever.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Why do we need to watch
Guilty.
this?
Guilty.
Why do we need to watch this?
Guilty!
Yeah. Come on. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. Keep going. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Go home. There we go. Okay. Retry from this scene. Yes. Okay, and I will also make here save, because then I don't have to do the entire wonderful thing again. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Like I said, like this. So it didn't accept the box. The next logical thing is this, apart from the soap, but well, I guess I'm trying this one.
Take that!
It's not? That's weird. Okay, so maybe it's still like the floor. Yeah. Look, nobody cares. Shut up. Let me choose. Okay, I will choose the bar next, but it's gonna be wrong.
Take that!
It's actually correct? Good gracious! The soap again! The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice? Yes, that's right, my lord. It just came back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. Because of the red coin. It's more bars of soap. Soap, well, bars of soap doing lined up in the window, blah. I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly, something very obviously strange. There's so much soap, it's surprising this crime isn't any more clean, right? What is this mouthwashing? They were red. The ice was red? No, you mean? That's right, it's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Sasuke earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Britney Spears' room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch the tea again. Never. Ah Yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. So the night in question, Mr. Britney Spears, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Sasuke in order to make his fake coins. My word! Oh my god. There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my Judy assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Britney Spears' window. Extra common! Earlier today, Inspector Greggs informed the court that even if 1 drop of tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in the position to prove or disprove what has until now been a conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Sasuke's tea actually contained strychnine at all.
Arg, yo, smug Nipponese.
Milord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of the soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bailiff, instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. I hate that guy. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Vincex. None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Give me the sledgehammer. I'm going to question this person now. Alright, fellow policeman partner, why are we here? We need to pick up some soap. Apparently it's very important. Smells like bad soap. Yes, my lord. Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. To be continued. Come on, we sat through all of that for a to be continued screen? Yes. And because it's so funny, we actually stop here.